Hey everyone, and welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today we are looking at a company that has been making headlines. Ranpak Holdings, ticker symbol PACK. They specialize in environmentally friendly packaging, and their stock just went on a wild ride, a 36% jump closing at $7.84. What is fueling this sudden surge? Well, it seems like the strategic agreement with Amazon announced just a couple of days ago might be the answer. Now, the question on everyone's mind: is this just a temporary blip, or is Ranpak truly turning things around? Let's unpack the situation and see if we can decipher the signals.
What I find really interesting here is the sheer volume of trading that accompanied this price jump. We are talking over 11 million shares changing hands, compared to their average daily volume of around 250,000. This tells us that the Amazon deal has definitely caught the eye of investors.
You are right. It's like investors suddenly woke up and took notice. But for those of us who may not be familiar with the details, could you break down what exactly happened with this Amazon agreement?
Sure. Essentially, an affiliate of Amazon received a warrant. Think of it as an option to buy stock later at a set price to purchase Ranpak shares at $6.83 each. That in itself is a pretty strong signal that Amazon sees potential in Ranpak. And as we all know, when Amazon makes a move, the market tends to pay attention.
Okay, so we've got a huge stock surge, massive trading volume, and a link to the e-commerce giant Amazon. Sounds like Ranpak is on the fast track to success, right?
Well, not so fast. While all these signs are positive, it's crucial to look at Ranpak's performance history. Over the past 3 years, their stock has actually fallen by a staggering 78%.
Whoa, 78%? That's a pretty steep decline. What's been driving that downward trend?
A couple of things. Their revenue has been shrinking by about 3.8% each year for the past 3 years, and they are not turning a profit at the moment. In fact, their earnings per share, or EPS, is negative 24 cents. This basically means they are losing money for every share they have out there.
So we have got this interesting conflict between the recent excitement around the Amazon partnership and Ranpak's somewhat shaky past performance. It's like a tug of war between hope and reality for potential investors. What's your take on this?
It's a classic high-risk, high-reward scenario. On the one hand, the momentum from the Amazon deal is undeniable. Could this be the turning point for Ranpak? It's certainly possible. The e-commerce sector is booming, and if they can leverage this relationship effectively, they might just be able to pull themselves out of this slump.
So there's a chance that this could be the start of a major comeback story, with Ranpak emerging as a leader in sustainable packaging.
There's always a chance. But let's not forget the reality of their financial situation. Declining revenue and lack of profitability are serious concerns for any investor. It's entirely possible that this recent stock price jump is mostly fueled by speculation and might not reflect true sustainable growth.
Okay, so for someone like me or any of our listeners who are looking at PACK as a potential investment, what would be the key arguments for and against putting money into it right now?
Let's start with the bullish case, the reasons to be optimistic. The short-term momentum created by the Amazon deal is certainly a major positive. This could be the catalyst that turns things around for Ranpak, especially if they can secure a strong position within the booming e-commerce packaging market.
So for those who are comfortable with a bit of risk, this could be an opportunity to get in early on a potential success story.
Exactly. But for those who prefer a more cautious approach, the bearish arguments or the reasons to be hesitant are equally important to consider. Ranpak's track record of underperformance is a red flag. Turning around a company with declining revenue and negative earnings is no easy feat.
So it's a gamble, but with a potentially big payoff if Ranpak can pull it off. What upcoming events should investors be watching closely? Is there anything on the horizon that could give us a clearer picture of their future prospects?
Absolutely. Their next earnings announcement is scheduled for March 10th, 2025. This will be a crucial indicator of whether the recent surge is based on actual improvement or just market hype.
Okay, so mark your calendars, everyone. March 10th is the date to watch. It will be fascinating to see if Ranpak is walking the walk or just talking the talk when it comes to their financial performance.
That's right. That earnings report will be the true test, either validating the current excitement or exposing it as unfounded. Until then, we are all on the edge of our seats, waiting to see how the story unfolds.
This is what makes investing so compelling, isn't it? We're trying to predict the future, weighing the risks and rewards, trying to figure out if a company will sink or swim. Now, before we jump ahead, let's take a moment to get your perspective. What do you think about Ranpak Holdings? Do you see PACK as a potential turnaround champion, or is it too risky for your taste? We want to hear from you. Leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to Investing Talk Podcast and share this episode with your fellow investors. We will be back in a moment with more insights and analysis, so stay tuned.
While we wait to see how things play out for Ranpak specifically, I think it's worth zooming out and looking at the bigger picture of sustainable packaging as a whole. This is a trend that's only going to gain momentum in the coming years.
I totally agree. Consumers are becoming much more eco-conscious, and companies are feeling the pressure to adopt more sustainable practices across the board. It's not just a niche market anymore, it's becoming mainstream.
Exactly, and that's where Ranpak fits in. They've carved out a space for themselves by specializing in paper-based packaging solutions that are designed to be both protective and environmentally friendly.
So they're strategically positioned at the intersection of two major trends: the continued growth of e-commerce and the increasing demand for sustainability. It seems like a pretty sweet spot to be in, wouldn't you say?
It definitely is, but the real question is, can they execute on this potential? Can they translate this favorable market position into tangible financial success? That's what investors are ultimately trying to figure out.
Right. It's one thing to have a great product and be in a growing market, but it's another thing entirely to build a profitable and sustainable business. So let's delve a little deeper into Ranpak's business model. What exactly do they offer and how do they make money?
Their core product line consists of paper-based cushioning and void fill systems. Those crinkly paper pads you often see in packages to protect items during shipping?
Oh yeah, those are great. Much better than those annoying packing peanuts that get everywhere.
Exactly. And they're biodegradable, so they don't end up polluting the planet. In addition to these paper-based materials, Ranpak also offers automated packaging systems that help businesses streamline their packing processes, making them more efficient.
So they're not just selling a product, they're selling a solution. That's a smart approach, especially for businesses looking to increase their efficiency and reduce their environmental impact.
It is. By offering both the materials and the machinery, they're creating a more comprehensive and valuable proposition for their customers, which could give them a competitive edge.
Okay, so we've got a growing market, a product that aligns with current trends, and a seemingly smart business model. But we also know they've been struggling financially. Where are things going wrong? What challenges are they facing?
Well, there are a few key factors at play. One is competition. The packaging industry is quite crowded, and Ranpak faces competition from both established players and newer, more agile startups.
So they need to find a way to truly stand out from the crowd, to differentiate themselves beyond just being eco-friendly.
Exactly. Another challenge they're facing is cost pressure. Paper prices have been volatile in recent years, and that can directly impact their profit margins.
So they need to manage their costs very carefully, perhaps explore ways to diversify their sourcing to mitigate the impact of fluctuating paper prices.
That's right. And finally, there's the issue of scale. To really thrive and become profitable, they need to significantly grow their customer base and increase their production volume.
So it's a classic growth story. They have the potential, they're in the right space at the right time, but they need to execute flawlessly to achieve that growth and overcome these challenges.
Precisely. And that's why this Amazon deal is so significant. It could be the boost they need to reach that next level of scale, giving them access to a massive new customer base and potentially stabilizing their supply chain.
It's almost like a validation, a stamp of approval from one of the most successful companies in the world. If Amazon believes in Ranpak, maybe other businesses will follow suit.
It's a tempting thought. However, as investors, we can't rely solely on speculation. We need to see concrete results. The upcoming earnings report will be crucial in determining if this partnership is truly translating into financial gains for Ranpak.
So the suspense continues. We have a company with a promising future operating in a rapidly growing market, a recent surge in stock price fueled by a partnership with Amazon, and a key earnings announcement on the horizon. It's a recipe for an exciting investment story, wouldn't you say?
It certainly is. And it's a story that highlights the complex interplay between sustainability, technology, and market forces, reminding us that investing is not just about numbers, but also about understanding trends, assessing risks, and ultimately betting on the future.
Absolutely. We've laid out the arguments for and against investing in Ranpak, highlighting both the potential rewards and the inherent risks. Now we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on PACK? Do you believe this is a legitimate turnaround story? Or is it simply too risky given their past performance? Head over to the comments section and share your insights and predictions. We'd love to hear your perspective. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to Investing Talk Podcast and share this episode with your fellow investors. We'll be back in just a moment to wrap up our discussion on Ranpak and offer some final thoughts. Stay tuned. All right, we are back for the final stretch of our look into Ranpak Holdings, ticker symbol PACK. We have covered a lot of ground today exploring their recent stock surge, the exciting partnership with Amazon, and of course their somewhat rocky financial history.
Yeah, we have definitely painted a detailed picture of Ranpak, highlighting both the potential and the challenges they face. Now it's up to each individual investor to decide what all this information means for them.
Exactly. We are not here to tell anyone what to do with their money, but rather to equip you with the knowledge and insights you need to make informed investment decisions. So let's recap the key takeaways from our discussion.
Ranpak is operating in a high-growth market sustainable packaging, and they have developed a product that's aligned with this global shift toward eco-conscious practices. That Amazon partnership definitely adds a layer of credibility and excitement, and their upcoming earnings announcement could be a major turning point for the company.
That's right. But on the flip side, we can't ignore their history of declining revenue and their current lack of profitability. These factors indicate that investing in PACK is not for the risk-averse. It's a potentially high-reward situation, but it comes with a significant level of risk.
I think it's important to remember that every investment involves a degree of risk. The key is to carefully weigh the potential rewards against those risks and decide if the opportunity aligns with your individual investment goals and risk tolerance.
Absolutely. So the big question remains, is Ranpak a hidden gem waiting to be discovered? Or is it a risky gamble that's best avoided? Only time will tell. But here's a final thought for you to ponder as you consider Ranpak as a potential investment.
Think about the broader implications of sustainable packaging. It's not just a passing trend, it's a fundamental shift in how businesses operate and how consumers make purchasing decisions. As the demand for eco-friendly options continues to grow, companies like Ranpak are well-positioned to play a crucial role in shaping the future of commerce.
That's a great point. Regardless of what happens with Ranpak specifically, the move towards sustainability is here to stay. So keep that in mind as you evaluate this investment opportunity and others. It's not just about financial returns. It's about supporting businesses that are making a positive impact on the world.
Exactly. It's about aligning your investments with your values and contributing to a more sustainable future.
Well said. And with that, we have reached the end of our look into Ranpak Holdings. We hope you found this episode informative and engaging. As always, we encourage you to do your own research, stay informed, and never be afraid to ask questions.
Remember, investing is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs along the way, but by staying informed and making thoughtful decisions, you can increase your chances of success.
Before we sign off, we want to hear from you. Head over to the comments section and let us know your thoughts on Ranpak Holdings. Do you think they are on the verge of a major turnaround? Share your insights and predictions. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Investing Talk Podcast and share this episode with your fellow investors. We are here to help you navigate the exciting and ever-changing world of investing. Until next time, happy investing.